Joe Russell with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. Jordan Peterson tries to break down the reasons why the Canadian people haven't outright rejected Justin Trudeau. Take a look at the clip.
I read a poll a while back, said 70% of Canadians still think Trudeau's the right man for the job compared to the alternatives. And you think, how the hell can people think that? My sense of it is that the Trudeau government has admired itself in at least 15 scandals of sufficient magnitude so that during the course of 80% of my life, any one of them would have resulted in the dissolution of Parliament. And yet it's just like one absolutely preposterous, cataclysmic catastrophe after another with no effect. I mean, nothing happened as a consequence of the investigation into the trucker convoy, for example. Nothing happened when Trudeau locked down people's bank accounts. And so then you got to ask yourself, well, why is this? Why is this? Are Canadians really so blind? And I don't think that's exactly the right way of looking at it. For 150 years, the default rule in Canada, and this is the great rule for civil, productive, and generous societies, is trust.
So in his final analysis, Peterson says the Canadian people are trusting. For years, they've been a good and trusting people, and that's why they haven't outright rejected Justin Trudeau. See, I can't buy that. I can't buy that. In my view, the reason why the Canadian people haven't seen through this man, they're not grounded in God, period. I've said this on other clips. Canada used to be a religious nation. When you were a religious nation, there is no way a man like this would ever be in power, ever. And if he was, he would be thrown out. That is why the Canadian people haven't outright rejected this man, because their lives are not grounded in truth. Now, America, don't get me wrong, is not much better. We're going in that direction. We have rejected God. Forget about trust. I think his analysis is completely wrong. It's because we no longer have our lives anchored in something that is of substance. We're like ships on the ocean without an anchor. And when you have a life like that, you latch on to things and people, frankly, that don't have your best interests at heart. And that's exactly what happened. Canada returns to God. Canada gets its act together. Justin Trudeau gets thrown to the curb.